Hello you guys, welcome to day 2 of 21 from 2021, and thank you so much for every comment that you gave on the previous lessons that I shared yesterday. For every one of you that is resonating with these lessons, thank you so much. Don't forget to share with your friends, and also be sure to subscribe in case you haven't subscribed yet. So on today's lessons, I'll be sharing the next 3 lessons, and let's dive right onto it. So lesson number 4 is this: not everyone has a say or should have a say in your life. Not everyone should have an input into your life. A story is given of a father and son who are just moving around with their bicycle, and in the first scenario, the father was seated on the bicycle and the son was just holding the bicycle by the seat of it, and the dad was riding the bicycle and the son was just running along. And they came across 2 ladies, and these ladies spoke to this father and told him, "Aren't you ashamed that you are seated on the bike and your son is running after you, yet he's younger than you, he's more tired, he should be the one who's seated on the bicycle, you should be the one who's walking." And they listened, so they changed positions. The son sat on the bike and the dad began to walk beside the bike. As they were moving, they came across an old man who spoke to the son and told him, "Aren't you ashamed that your father is walking and you are seated on the bicycle? Aren't you ashamed that your old father is getting more tired than you are? You're supposed to switch positions." And they listened, so the dad got back on the bike and the son came down. As they were continuing with their journey, they came across another group of women, and this group of women asked the father, "What kind of a father are you? Why don't you share the bicycle with the son? Why can't you both ride on the bicycle? It has the capability to carry the both of you." So they got on the bicycle, the both of them. As they were riding, they came across another group of men, and one of them told the father and the son, "How dare you, with all your weight, harass this bicycle? Why are you doing that to the bicycle? Just come down, the both of you, and just walk. It's going to be fairer that way." At this particular point, they were both exhausted. They were tired of hearing opinions from everyone. So what did they do? They decided to leave the bicycle there and they walked their journey. That is what happens when you allow everyone to have a say into your life. Every time somebody decides to share their opinion of what you're supposed to be doing, you lose a piece of yourself in the process. When you listen to them, you forget what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. And for me, I have learned that lesson this year in a very, very peculiar way, I must say, because I have had people come into my life throughout this year, and trust me, 60% of them came only because they wanted to direct how I should do something in my life. They wanted to direct how I do something, or when I should do it, or why I should do it. Every one of them had an opinion, and sadly enough, I valued them so much to the extent that I listened to most of them. So one would tell me, "You need to change this about your content," and I said, "Yes, sir." Another one said, "You need to introduce this into your content," and I said, "Yes, sir." Another one said, "You need to deduct this from your content," and I said, "All right." Another one said, "You need to stop being too inspirational, add some attitude," and I said, "Okay." At the end of the day, I had lost my authentic self. I got to a point and I was asking myself, who am I? And why am I even doing this in the first place? Because I felt like I had lost pieces of me so much that I didn't know myself anymore. I couldn't be as authentic to myself as I wanted to be. It's so easier to lie to everyone, but you can never lie to yourself. So I got to that point and I felt, you know what? Enough is enough. You have shared everything there is to share. Just let me be. Allow me to do what I want to do, how I want to do, when I want to do, and the way that I wanted to do it in the first place. And as a result of that, I have wasted a lot of time, I've wasted many opportunities, and of course I had lost myself, and that is the worst part, or the worst thing ever. So that's been my first lesson. I would share this with you. Don't allow everyone to have an input or a say into your life. Of course you can listen, but weigh whatever they're sharing with you against your vision. Weigh it against the direction you want to go into. Weigh it against your desires, so that at the end of the day, you are not trying to do what everyone else wants and forgetting yourself. And in this picture, you are the most important person. Your say is what is most important. Your opinion is what matters the most. So when somebody shares the opinion with you, listen to it, but if it's not aligning to your desires, to your opinions, you are very free to discard it and to forget all about it. So that is lesson number 4, which leads me into lesson number 5. The direction is more important than speed. One time my dad was driving from, when we used to live in Tanzania, he was driving from Mbeya City. He was going to Arusha. And at that particular moment, it was quite new that the direction was not as clear to him, so he was moving very fast, but he found himself at some particular point lost, because he wasn't very sure about the direction he was taking. In particular, there's a roundabout at a town called Morogoro. Morogoro is like the center of Tanzania, maybe, because once you are at Morogoro, you can go to Dar es Salaam, you can go to Dodoma, you can go to Mbeya, and you can go to Arusha. So for him, he needed to take the exit that leads to Arusha. But what he did, he took the exit that leads to Dodoma. So he didn't know at first, he didn't know. So he was driving very fast, moving very fast, because he had a meeting to catch. And then it got to a point he realized these surroundings are not familiar. So he decided to ask around, and he was told, if you continue like this in the next 200 kilometers, you will be in Dodoma city. He was devastated, because he was supposed to go to Arusha, not Dodoma. So for him to correct that, he needed to go all the way back to Morogoro at the roundabout and then take the correct exit. And that is what most of us do. You run so fast in a particular direction, but then you get to a point and realize, oh no, this is not where I was supposed to be. This is not where I needed to be at. And so many of us have found ourselves in that situation, even at this particular moment, especially because of social media pressure and all that. You want to be like everyone else, you want to do what everyone else is doing, you want to look like everyone else. So you find yourself pursuing a direction that you didn't even know existed in the first place, only for you to get there and realize this is not it. This is not what I want to do. This is not the destination I was looking forward to. And as a result, you wasted a lot of time, a lot of energy, you lost yourself, and you have to track back to where you lost it all. You have to go back to the crossroad, which means wasting more time. So as we go into 2021, I have made a decision personally that I am going to be very careful the direction I go into, and I'd rather go slowly and be sure of my destination than run very fast only to feel as if I am lost. And I don't know if this is something you resonate with. If you backtrack your life, can you feel like you are moving in the direction that you wanted to be in? If you are in the correct direction, please go as fast as you can, because anyway, it's also good to arrive at your destination faster. But if you are in the wrong direction, this is a sign that you need to turn back and go back to the crossroad, only so that you can eventually get to the right destination. There is no point of running very fast only for you to realize you are not where you needed to be at. Which leads me to lesson number 6, make up your mind. Let me tell you, everything is waiting for you to make up your mind. The moment you're dilly-dallying, the moment you're here and there. The moment you're deciding to go into this direction and then flipping back to the opposite direction, nothing works for you. But when you choose to go into a particular direction, once your mind is made up, everything else falls into place. And this is why when your mind is made up, it controls even your actions, so that your actions are also precise. Your actions are headed towards a particular place. Your energy is channeled toward a particular place because your mind is already made up. Even God himself waits for us to make up our minds. He says in the Bible that make up your mind whatever you want, so that he can be able to now start fulfilling that. But then if you're all over the place, even God doesn't know what to bless. If you want everything, he doesn't know exactly what you want, So I have learned this, that making up my mind is such a powerful tool that I can incorporate even in the future, so that I can be able to channel my actions, my energy into fulfilling what my mind has decided. And that way you are able to save a lot of time, you're able to save a lot of energy as well, and you also make it easier for God to bless you. So that is it for lesson number 6, and those are lessons for day 2 of 21 from 2021. I hope you have learned. I hope you have resonated with some of the lessons, and in case you have, be sure to comment them in the comment section. Let me see if we are still on the same page. Remember, I said yesterday that once you know better, you definitely do better. I'll see you tomorrow on day 3 of 21 from 2021, and until then, have a wonderful time. Bye guys.